What is going on? I'm zmoT. I was not going to put this video out there, but then I thought, you know what? It's Thursday. Let's get into War Factory. I am going to put out a second video today because Warships finally starting to chug along here, starting to make some good progress. So if you're into Warships, do consider checking out the channel, subscribing, all that good stuff. I'll have another video with some fairly important decisions in the next little while, hopefully, if all goes well. Don't quote me on that one. Anyways, this one, fairly straightforward. Going to the right-hand side as a max level player, very viable. Going to the left-hand side as a max level player, also quite viable. We are going to start out by getting rid of some of these shock launchers, throwing an artillery right dead center. That way we guarantee that we're going to be able to double hack them. So we are going to go flare the back shock launcher. Every single person here should know why I'm flaring the back shock launcher right now. Also, why I threw that artillery. If it is not clear, if I have not made sense to you, please hit me up in the comments. This is one of those things that you have to know at this point. So we have got the double hack out. Lots and lots of the boom cannons have been hacked though, which I should have thought about. So it's going to be touch and go here for a little while. Can we get it? Not quite. Little bit of health left on that one shock launcher, so was it a good idea? You know what? It probably still should work out fairly okay, because we can now throw a barrage, clear some of those shock mines, but not super duper awesome. I'm going to retreat. We are not going to waste any troops. By all means, drop some troops there, clear that entire left-hand side. But for me, it's all about not having instant training and just coming in, saving a few troops in the process, saving a little bit of gold, a little bit of reload time as well. One smoke right about there. That should handle the rest of those. And now those back rocket launchers are going to be a little bit of a pain because it's a long way to go. Going to cost a little bit of extra smoke as well. So down goes shock launcher number 4, I think. There we go. Shock launchers all dead and wasted. So rather than sending our troops back there, rocket launchers have a little bit less health than shock launchers. So we're just going to throw all of our GBE back there. And at this point, you probably want to send your troops in. You know what, let's do it. I'm going to send my troops in just like this, taking note that zookas do outrange flamethrowers, so you don't really need to worry about them too much, as long as you don't send your too many zookas in one spot. Typically, 2 boats of zookas outrange flamethrowers, 3 boats of zookas do not outrange flamethrowers, so that is why I've spread my troops really wide, and we're just going to kind of cruise on up in here, getting rid of a couple grapplers, couple machine guns, and just using every little bit of our gunboat energy to keep those machine guns shocked. So now we're getting awfully close to those mines there, and that machine gun is about to run out of shock. So we're going to throw that artillery, and it's not going to land. Should have thrown it on the machine gun instead. So we traded a couple zookas, 26 to be exact, for all sorts of free stuff at the front there. So next up, those rocket launchers need to go. That's going to be our next step. Those grapplers aren't really in range. That one's also not in range. So we've got a decent little hidey hole that we can get into now. If you're wondering why the heck I'm going towards the front corner, it's because I don't want to go anywhere near those machine guns at the back of core. Let's keep getting all of our gunboat energy onto... Ooh, it's getting awfully tight. So I'm going to throw one... If you're wondering why I'm throwing artillery, it's because I don't want to deal with all of these mines that are up the front here. I wanted to save some of my gunboat energy to clear some of those mines. And now we should be able to just cruise on up into this whole area, bring in Everspark. Now, I made the mistake. I should have brought Critter Swarm, but I wasn't thinking super straight. So at this point, Critters coming out front, getting us even more gunboat energy for the back. That was a complete and utter dumb move, using artillery there for 15 gunboat energy. Should have used barrage for 16 instead, but again, like I said, making some early morning mistakes. My Thursday War Factory videos are always before I get through my first coffee, so I am going to use the lack of caffeine as a parent. Caffeine is my lifeblood as my primary excuse in that case. So we have got the majority of those rockets down, but still a little bit of work to be done. So I am going to hit this hack button, and then we're just going to hang out here for a sec, and then I am going to throw that artillery right there, trying to get rid of the last rocket launcher, and now backing away from those machine guns, trying to get that final grappler down, and then we're going to get the heck out of Dodge. So definitely not a heck of a lot of, like, there's not a lot of finesse here. This is kind of just straight up in your face with the low levels. I am going to lose every single one of my troops at this point. I'm just hoping that that final machine gun is going to go down there before Everspark dies. It is going to be so close. Not gonna get it done. I'm just gonna retreat because that's gonna be way too slow. So far, I mean, that's basically put it on life support. We've only lost one boatload of troops essentially, and we've got 2 attacks left. So really, I should have retreated there way before that happened. Once you start to get low on GBE, and you've got 3 attacks, just retreat. Get the heck out of Dodge. Easy way to not lose troops. You saw as soon as I ran out of gunboat energy there, it was all troops dying at all times. So we are going to barrage and artillery all of the mines, set up a nice little hidey hole right about here. We're going to let a couple troops die, to be completely honest, and then we are going to carry our flare forward into right about there. And why we're doing that is because I want to get all my troops firing at the exact same time. Throwing the shock out right there, and now we should just be able to clear all the way to the core. That hack on that machine gun, not doing us a heck of a lot of good, but it worked out fairly okay because both machine guns are down now, and now our critters are clearing and keeping a lot of those buildings busy. So down goes War Factory. Fairly straightforward. Barrage those back rocket launchers, hack the front shock launchers, and then just clear all the way through. And like I said, max level players likely going to be better off going to the right. We will do that right about now. Going to quickly show you my stats. And this is what the stats look like. 64% troop damage, 33% troop health, 41% gunboat energy. In case you didn't notice, the winter theme is here. Suddenly this base has lots and lots of buildings. This is the base that you can't see anything during the summer and spring and autumn, but winter you just can't hide anything. So no hiding a Grappler for you. I'm going to pause. I'll be back in just a sec. Enjoy some speed serum goodness. Okay, so zmoT coming in on the zmoT account. We are going to load, I'm sure Grapplers would work, but we're not going to be using them. Not Grapplers, those are Scorchers. Scorchers, Grapplers, they kind of go together hand in hand. If you're wondering why I have Dr. Kavan loaded over there, my go-to for dropping my troops and closing the game is Kavan with Scorchers. Drop all troops, use gunboat energy, close the game, map clear, just like that. Now, I am not going to use Kavan. Don't use Kavan when there are Grapplers. You will have a bad time, but I am going to use Critter Swarm because Critter Swarm is fairly magical. Let's go. No scout. I am going to head to the left-hand side, even though that is probably a terrible idea. Right-hand side, easier. Left-hand side looks to be a little bit more fun, though. So I am going to go something like this. Yes, I know I am using a 3-smoke landing. I almost never, ever use a 3-smoke landing, but I figured, you know what, let's just use 3 smokes, be a little bit more cautious. Waiting, if you're wondering why I waited a little bit there, it's because riflemen take forever and a day to come out of smoke. And now that that's done, 1, 2, 3, and then throw some artillery. I don't have any idea what the magic number is to get rid of those rocket launchers, but clearly I got it a little bit wrong. Rocket launchers almost dead. Not having a lot of luck with the rocket launchers today, it seems like. So we are going to throw a shock right about there. Just trying to let my bombardiers stay alive. Need a med kit, getting the critters out front, and there we go. That's a little bit better. That's more of what I was hoping to do. All of our bombardiers, we lost 2, sorry, not all. Heavies, not really providing a heck of a lot of value, but even just having them slightly, ever so slightly ahead of those, what are those guys called? Riflemen, probably, maybe doing a little bit of value. Oh, just absolutely pummeled by those shock launchers, and just on complete and utter life support, but so far so good, keeping all of those troops alive by the skin of our teeth. And now as soon as that's done, we're going to head back a little bit, trying to get as many troops back here as we possibly can. If Everspark dies right now, it is GG, good game over. Like, Everspark is 1000% required right now. If we can get towards the core and still have Everspark alive, we should be good, because most of those grapplers are going to be grappling the wrong things. So Everspark getting all of her critters out is going to be super required right now. And I think at this point we've got the unboosted solo, but I can't say for sure, because I mean, look at how fast, how many of our critters are staying alive. And I'm not sure if that's because Everspark is now max level, but pretty sure all is done but the crying. So we are just going to have to hang out here for another probably minute or so as our bombardiers are just chucking. That final rifleman is now dead, but look how effective Everspark's critter ability is. Just absolutely dropping critters on all of the things. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 grapplers reaching out, and not able to get Everspark or the bombardiers at this point. So Everspark, super duper MVP, easy kind of solo on the War Factory from that left-hand side. Like I said, go to the right instead. Rifle Zooka, Daniel from our Delta 9 task force pulled that off absolutely perfectly, going to the right-hand side. Left-hand side is more my jam, getting in and amongst all of the things. That, my friends, is 2 different ways to do War Factory. Like it says in that bottom left-hand corner, creator code zmoT for all your Supercell needs. Otherwise, do keep an eye out. Click that like, share, subscribe button. Let me know in the comments if you went left or right, if you used setup attacks or tried for the solo. Supercell, for the love of everything that's holy, please consider making it so that every unused attack is worth an intel. That way, your rewarding skill in Boom Beach is so important, in my opinion. Anyways, that is all for me. As per always, I'm zmoT. Thanks for coming in. Peace!